Hey, Chomp. Having a depression night. So I'm just washing stuff. How about you? Waiting for meds to kick in? I'm here if I'm somehow awake and I haven't taken meds yet. But know where I need to be in the morning. I see. Sorry to hear about your job troubles. Fucking sucks. I'm over at the job, I mean, not the issues I was having today. How's your dad doing, by the way? Yeah, I hope you're right. He is better. What kind of issues were you having today? Stomach stuff? What is the one? Oh, yeah. Fucking sucks. Yeah, I don't know what hit me. I think it's just lots of things that I can't change, and the whole prospect of getting older with, like, nothing to really show for it hitting me. I mean, I've always gotten depressed over stuff like that, but just tired of it, and best part is everyone is complaining about the boss when they brought consequences from him down on themselves. Honestly, kind of funny. I see. Sounds like they are getting their just desserts then for being assholes. But shit, man. Most of this shit. I can see why some people are just like, I'm not gonna put in the time. I'm not saying it's justified them being shitty, but that why people are like, I don't want to work. Because I think there's like way too many jobs out there right now that expect you to work for pretty much not enough to live off of. At least here in the US. And they expect you to break your back and go above and beyond to be a good employee. But the only thing that they do for actual good employees is give them more work, because the other people won't lift a finger to do it. Just this lie that we've been fed since we were kids that like, oh, well, if you work hard, you'll be rewarded well. Yep, acting like the old management is there when he's not. How one keeps threatening us with quitting. Thing is, we got 2 new hires. Next time the princess makes that threat, I might be the last, because they dismissed her. Fuck off, stupid bot. Hold on. Fix that. Fucking ban. Eat a cock. I'm in no mood for that shit. Stupid bots don't even count towards views. Wouldn't mind it so much if they did. Like, the fucking worst part is it gets you worked up thinking like, oh, hey, there's a new person on my channel, that means I'll get like additional averages and shit like that. But nah. Oh nope, it's a bot. Yep. Oh man. The other thing I'm suffering from right now is some serious anime burnout. Like the last episode, I think, of Slime that I watched, I kind of was just like, oh god, the season sucks. Because 90% of it is just fucking talking. Are they like saving up so that they can do another movie or something? What the fuck? There with you on that. Only show I'm watching at the moment is Code Geass. Yeah. Yeah. Me and Sting were watching The Boys. Excuse me, I'll repeat that. I know sometimes I'm unintelligible. It's about Lelouch's niece this time. Ah. Me and Sting were watching The Boys. And like, it's an okay show. But fuck me, stupid. Apparently the director in a later season decided, hey, like, let's make a massive joke of this male character having been sexually abused. Unlike we would for a female character, which is fucking disgusting. Which surprisingly came after I watched Baby Reindeer, which I would highly not recommend watching that show if you are extremely sensitive to subjects like that. Subjects like sexual assault, but it handles it well. It's not irresponsible with it. It kind of feels like if Train Spotting was more about someone's sexual abuse instead of someone's drug abuse. Not to be confused with Duh Boys, a show about orcs. It's gross either way. I'm curious to see if they keep the grape scene invincible for the show. Ugh. Yeah. God, people have gotten so much more brazen about showing sexual brutality since the Game of Thrones shit happened. Like, all of the stuff that was shown in that show alone, they've gotten so much more brazen about it because it's just like, oh, well, the reason it exists in there is because it's culturally relevant for the time period. And it's just like, okay, but the entire show has goddamn dragons and magic in it. Did we really need to actually have, like, scenes of rape and incest and torture and stuff? After a point, you start to wonder, like, how much of this is just, like, baiting for, like, fetish content? But why, though? I mean, the whole fact that there are a lot of African American people in certain shows has a bunch of really weird, creepy people up in arms, like, hey, that's not accurate for the time period and, like, this setting. And it's just like, yeah, well, neither are fucking dragons or the fact that people can do magic, so fucking pick a lane and stay there. You can't complain about the one thing and be pissed about the other. We just have to get past it. Understand that it is part of a certain cultural relevance. Or the massive fuck off army of zombies up north. Yep. Honestly, it's just, I think it's people either trying to get a rise when they say shit like that, or it's people that are woefully selective and don't think that other cultures deserve representation in their media. Because white characters have been featured for so fucking long that there's a big difference between traditionalism and actual culture. We know this because that's, like, one of the massive arguments against, like, Nazis and shit. Because they actually used to... Hold on, let me turn the music down. They actually used to have a problem. Or not a problem. They actually used to have a museum in, I think it was Munich or Hamburg, some part of Germany during World War II, where all of the Nazi Party had seized all of this artwork from artists of color or artists of Jewish background or essentially people that did not conform with the narrative of the culture at the time. And they put it on display in their little museum and like, hey, look how much this artist was trying to sell their work for. Isn't that obscene? Isn't that degenerate? Come laugh at it. Like, look at like this obscene shit. And it's just like, okay, if you really didn't want anyone to see it, or you actually thought it was harmful to the public at large, you would hide it. You wouldn't show it to everyone. So it's actually a form of propaganda. Salsa Verde. Well, I think probably because it's almost the whole Salsa Verde thing. It's almost commentary on Andy Warhol and shit like that. Because I'm pretty sure when people were looking at like the whole Campbell's soup cans sort of shit, sold for an obscene 550K. Yeah. I'm pretty sure most people that would have seen like Andy Warhol's soup cans, even though like it's now known that him and Pollock were both like part they were partially part of like a CIA underground movement to like launder money through art and like cause a cultural something or other by abusing the standards with modern art to create a class war so people were distracted. From this other sketch shit. Do you think it'll come back later on the Wizard game? I don't know. I can certainly see it being like an inside joke. Or like maybe it was actually meant to be some kind of secret passcode for some clandestine shit. Cause, yeah, that would make sense for something like that. Trying to think. What was the... Oh, so during the age of modern art, like in the I want to say like the 1970s, 1950s. There's actually quite a few different ones out there. And this comes a lot from from an essay I saw by Jacob Geller that I thought was really interesting because dude knows his shit. Dude talks about his shit pretty well and about how the message and culture around modern art is actually meant to be anti-disestablishmentarianism, starting with like the Dadaist movement. So doing the crazy like, oh, I drew a single dot on this field of red and shit like that. Watch it be that the buyer was actually, or as of yet, seen fourth PC. Ha. I'm still curious to see if, what's his face? If, Frederick Knudsen does his classic voice. Because I don't think I've ever heard him speak normally. He just has that very, uh, authoritarian with a mix of haughty every single time he is spoken. And I don't know if that's just the way the man speaks or what. Honestly, I only say that just to type anti-disestablishmentarianism. Lol. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. You know, that's not the longest word I can say. So the fear of long words, as fucked up as it is actually hippopotamonstrosis quiptilophobia. Yes, I learned how to say that, and that is how you say it properly. Hippopotamonstrosis quiptilophobia. That is the fear of long words. Anti-disestablishmentarianism is not one of those. That's always one of the ones that I get fucked up on. I think it's because of the S's and the D. Because I have a kind of snuffly nasal voice. Oh, I use my web browser spell checker for that 100%. Yeah, I probably rely on spell checker. Like, I can't spell most words anymore. The internet has actively made me stupider and more reliant on it as time has gone by. But that could also be the depression. Because, fun fact, depression shrinks your brain, kids. Yuck. And it actively makes you, like, it makes it harder and harder for you to think because your brain isn't working. Yep. So neat. So great. Is that why I feel dumber? Yes. Because your brain is actively shrinking with the depression. That's why if you're on like anti-depression meds, you can feel like you're thinking more clearly sometimes. Stop shrinking my brain, depression. I need that. Depression, turning your brain into bacon. Nom 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 nom. Bacon. Yeah, it's why I did, so with the whole... I think I posted it before, specifically on my Tumblr, because I'm not savvy enough to want to use the other stuff, and the other stuff feels like a whole can of worms that's going to become obsolete soon and switch over to the next goddamn thing. With Twitter and Instagram and so on constantly changing. Trying to think. I like bacon. That feels very Ralph Wiggum of you to say. I like bacon. Yes. Good, good. God, whenever I think about bacon in relation to anything with, like, depression, I don't know why, but I thought of a Nurse Jackie episode. And the episode in particular was this lady who had a crack addiction who went to the hospital, but she said it wasn't because of the crack, it was because of the bacon. And was what she was trying to convince the nursing staff because she had been a vegan for several years and just decided all of a sudden while she was high that she absolutely needed to eat some bacon. Hadn't the heart to tell one of AJ's friends that gummy bears are not in fact vegan. Yep. Those usually have a gelatin product in them. Otherwise, they will specifically say that they are vegan. Cause, yep. Gelatin products or anything that is gummy, usually it's made out of animal bones. Maybe I should, though, shatter their entire perceptions of reality. Who is AJ? Why do you hate them? The kid that lets his friends eat all my food living in the house. Ah, yes. Tell him. And then you'll steal his gummy bears. Meh. So you probably shouldn't be eating gummy bears after learning you're diabetic. That I can't eat anyway because I'm trying to actively avoid sugars I don't need. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. I'm trying to think. What else is a thing? You know, you can buy vegan ones too. My mom actually has gotten plant-based gummy bears before, I believe. Because we unfortunately cannot have a lot of, a lot of like wheat and stuff, and apparently some gummy bears are not gluten free. Imagine that. It's like, why are you putting gluten in there? What is the point of that? Other than like a thickening agent. Stop actively putting gluten in things. God damn it. Honestly, I don't care that much. I've never been a fan of gummies. The one that I know I used to be really into when I was a kid, but now I can't because the citric acid and the sugar together would probably melt my esophagus and make me cry, is I used to go down for sour gummies. So, not Sour Patch Kids, they were a bit too sweet. More like, more like just the sour gummy worms and stuff like that. I used to do pixie sticks. Funny story. So I think this was when I was still in high school. Uh, I was dating, Ed. You remember Ed. And, he had sent me a thing of pixie sticks because he asked me, like, hey, what's your favorite candy? And blah, blah, blah. Because we were doing kind of a long distance relationship thing. And, so he sends me this entire pack of pixie sticks. And because I'm a slut for sugar and pixie sticks, I sat there and ate probably half of the bag. And then I'm like, oh god, why do I feel so nauseous and sick? It turns out I had dehydrated myself eating all of this goddamn powdered sugar shit. No, I didn't eat all of them, but I seriously ate like probably half of that pack because I'm a monster and part feral raccoon. uh, and just being completely mystified that, like, oh, why do I feel sick? As an adult now, I think even looking at a pixie stick would make me. Because I have this strange urge, almost an obsession, that whenever I become attached to a food, I eat enough of it until I am sick of it. Because otherwise, my brain is taken up by a mild obsession to keep eating it. Shall I mail you some to test that theory? Sure, and I'll mail you back the vomit. I mean, I can't even do shit like coffee anymore. Not because like, oh, I'm so healthy, blah blah. No, literally, if I tried to drink it, it would make me so sick I would be laying on the floor crying. Because my stomach would be inside out from the caffeine. Meanwhile, in high school, my dumpster truck of a body would inhale like a monster a day. So, yeah. Did not work out super well in the long run. Do not do. Would not recommend. Because now I have fucking allergy to goddamn caffeine. Well, not an allergy, but certainly an intolerance. The same way that if I eat milk products, I will throw up. Like, I can have a little bit in something, like, maybe if it's like the very, very last ingredient, I can have it once in a blue moon. But beyond that, nope. Sets my guts a-burning. And wheat stuff actively gives me migraines and joint pain, so I'm pretty allergic to it. Food allergies are so fucking fun, hooray. Are you even allergic to anything, Chomp? Did you say something like shellfish or peanut? No, you didn't say you're allergic to peanuts. Are you? Not food. But cats, dogs, birds. Huh. Oh, you fucking love peanuts. Eucalyptus. Yep. Yep. Oh god, fucking parents and shit being like, yes, let's rub this eucalyptus stuff all over you when you're sick. Chompy over here just like, I'm dying. I'm dying. Bleh. Bleh. Dying. Because that would always be my mom's go-to whenever I was sick, was to bust out the Vicks Vapo Rub. Which I don't think they even have eucalyptus in it anymore, it's just menthol. Imagine how I feel, active ingredient in my shampoo. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, time to throw that shampoo out. More like shampoo. Or like shampoo. Haha. You know, I actually learned where the word shampoo comes from. It's actually uh Indian that was translated to, I want to say, Greek or Chinese, and then retranslated to English. Sham wow, more like sham no. Just no. Ah. So apparently in Indian the term champ, it was something shimpin or something like that. Don't quote me, you could probably look it up on like Wikipedia. Oh. The origin of the word, it literally just means to like massage or soothe. So it's literally just us bastardizing a Indian word for English. The word shampoo. Which I thought was interesting. Like chai tea. You're literally saying TT. Or garlic aioli. There's so many people in Europe getting triggered every single time they see Americans say garlic aioli. It's like, that's what an aioli is! Honestly, that was the only time I laughed while watching the second Spider-Verse movie, Spider-Man from India World, going off about chai tea. You're literally just saying TT! We actually have quite a lot of bastardized terms in English that were originally, like, borrowed from the Indian language. Which is surprising to me. I don't know why I never realized it. Or thought like, oh yes, we have some Indonesian words that we've like repurposed through romanization and all of that stuff. Time to go for a ride. imagine the T thing is kind of like anytime someone says RIP in peace or ATM machine, it's like that's literally redundant. What you're doing, that's redundant. Rip and pepperoni. RIP in peace. Rest in peace in peace. Okay. Someone failed grammar. I pronounce omnipotent as omnipotent only when I'm around him. It annoys him because he knows I can say it correctly and just deliberately don't in his presence. I said I was good at math, not English. Speaking of grammar, you ever hear about the peeve that Eric has with me? Oh. No, I don't think he's mentioned that one. I do not talk to the man anymore. Yeah. It's one of those things that it's just like, I think this one will probably give you a laugh. So one of the things that my mom pronounces weird is Massachusetts. For the longest time when I was a kid, I would tease her because it was a tongue twister for her with her Chicagoan accent. Because she would say Massachusetts by accident, and I would giggle. Massachusetts. Yes. Very good. Very, very good. Ah. Fire Force, there's an anime. There's an anime I've been meaning to finish. I guess season 3 got announced. The only thing I know about that is, oh my god, there are so many Fujis that are obsessed with that show and have made art accordingly. Cough. Then again, you could probably say the same shit about, probably say the same shit about, what the fuck was the name of it? Jujutsu Kaisen. Because that's the only reason I watch that show. Oh, totally. I know you're a filthy Fudanshi. You don't need to hide it. Jujutsu Kaisen. There's a show I don't care about. I don't. There's a show I don't care about that. Why don't you care about Jujutsu Kaisen? It's a pretty beautiful show. They did a pretty awesome job with it too. Also, probably one of my favorite female characters in anime, which is saying something because I fucking hate most female characters in anime. Oh, the fan base ruined it for you. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. And fuck, that's... I'm trying to think of one that I specifically have stayed away from other than 40k because the fan base is kind of fucking weird. Like, anytime I hear... Actually, that's... Yeah. Most of the time when I hear, like, oh, like, I'm obsessed with 40k, and I'm gonna post a bunch of shit about it. All the memes about Gojo got fucking annoying, so there's a certain massive spoiler happened. I thought, think fuck, that's over. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I don't... Yeah. And it felt kind of like they left everything hanging with the show for the last season that they did, so I don't think... I don't know if they lost funding or what, but it was massively successful. Also, yeah, I can see where the shit about Gojo would get kind of old. Because he was the show's pretty boy and, like, little mascot of, like, hey, he's the most important character. And it's just kind of like, eh. He doesn't really do anything, though. He just does his overpowered shit and disappears. Literally ruined it for me. Yeah. I mean, fucking Undertale almost got ruined for me thanks to the fucking weird, creepy fandom of it. I know Homestuck definitely got ruined. But actually, you know what? No, I think the fan base actually made Homestuck better than Homestuck was. Because Homestuck was kind of fucking boring until they started doing these massive, sweeping, like, animations that would take literal months to get released. He says purple like a lot. I don't know what the purple thing is in reference to other than his, like, little power thing. Also, I think I may have watched it dubbed, so maybe that had less problems with, like, bad translate or, like, annoying speech stuff. Gojo has an attack he literally calls purple, which is really dumb. Yeah. I remember, I've seen the show all the way through season 2. I at least like the attempt that they're trying to make, like, fan service that isn't just for guys for the 50 millionth time. They're like, hey, we have a female fan base too. Let's make a character that actually is appealing for women. Instead of the same shit that they always do, which is, let's make another goddamn waifu! Hooray! But instead, they pretty much made a guy that all of the edgelords wanted to use, and that got really old really quick. You know what? I think that's one of the series that's been actively ruined for me. Batman. Batman, the Joker, anything related to those two. Harley Quinn, still fine in my book, but fuck me, the fans have ruined both Batman and the Joker. FMA Brotherhood did that better. The brother's teacher, husband, and Armstrong doing double lariat on Sloth. 100% man service. Yeah, but Chompy, not everyone likes Bara. Don't make me pull out the terms glossary. I am a self-proclaimed Fuji. Minus the toxic shit that is often associated with Fuji. Cause I'm aware of that shit. Oh, you talking about Armstrong and the teacher's husband? And you said it being man service? And I said, yeah, but not everyone likes Bara. Some people want the pretty men. Some people want androgyny. Jeez. Bara falls under the spectrum of anyone that is heavily muscled, the same way that, like, your soldiers and the body builds in a lot of 40k stuff. Or hell, even just Warhammer stuff. Bara falls under the term, Bara can also be interpreted as shit like bears. In, gay communities. It's not in Human Freaks. Yeah, one of the trends that has started hitting the Fuji community that I am not a fan of and it makes me want to vomit is the sudden influx of femboys and Shota shit, which makes me wanna hurl. Cause it feels super creepy and sketchy. I mean, I'm not gonna dance around and say like, oh, all the other stuff doesn't feel creepy and sketchy, but this one feels very like, haha, I am now on an FBI watch list. I like watch lists. I have one for shit that me and Sting want to watch. It's color-coded. Oh fuck, I just realized something. I totally spaced on the fact I was gonna watch movies with some peeps this Friday. No one told me. Movie night. Let's see, Friday. Yep, it was the 5th. Whoops. Fucking whoops. Fuck. To be fair, that was also a holiday weekend. I'd give it a pass. Still. I'm sure there's some people that may or may not have been upset. I don't know. I don't fucking know if anyone other than you and Sting even watches my channel anymore. Or is even watching right now. I'm guessing you're the only one in the room. All I can think is like, ooh, if I have to advertise more. And part of me is like, yeah, but isn't that going to drive more people away? Because I think about how I respond to being advertised to, and it is to avoid that thing as much as possible. Because fuck you for advertising to me. I deal with it 24/7, 365, and there's no goddamn escape from it no matter what I do. I guess Japan finally discovered Harley Quinn thanks to Suicide Squad Isekai anime. Ah. Well, I hope she doesn't get turned into a really shitty anime girl that, like, completely goes past the point of her character. Because otherwise, what is the goddamn point? It's literally meant to be a story about her finding herself after splitting off from the Joker and realizing, oh hey, I'm mentally ill. Whoops. Let's not do that toxic relationship anymore. Yeah, no. I realize they don't stay fucking faithful to jack shit. Hell, even the original DC comic was not about that. I guess I'm more along the lines thinking about the Harley Quinn show that came out in recent years, and I thought that was a nice breath of fresh air. into the IP because fuck, I think they got they actually got some kickback from the community after the whole like, oh, Batman doesn't eat pussy, huh? Because it has a bunch of toxic masculine writers that are just like, no, that's weak shit, and Batman is strong. It's like, oh, okay. So, he's a shitty lover then. Show is based off of the solo comic run. Batman are strong. Yeah. The fact that... Okay, so there is a music video that is based off of the original CeeLo Green, which no one deserves to remember that man's name. Just ignore it. The song Crazy. And comics, he's not depicted that way. If anything, Selena Kyle, Catwoman, left him hanging at the altar after their wedding. Yeah, so probably closer to the 1989 animated show, where he actually is soft and sympathetic as a person instead of like, oh no, he's a billionaire Chad. Which, it's just like, guys, you realize that is the fake persona as of me that Batman puts on as Bruce Wayne, right? That he's not always like that, and you're literally like confusing the character with his fake persona to do that. That, or the comment that someone made about like, hey, there's a literal comic in which Batman talks about pissing his pants. It's just like, huh. Like, that's okay, but talking about eating a woman out is not okay. Caving in someone's skull, bad. Good. Eating pussy, bad. Wow. These writers' girlfriends must, be drier than the Sahara out there, huh? Yeah, that story was heartbreaking to see. Oh, but so there's a ripoff of or a cover, I guess, of the song Crazy, and the entire thing is the singer reenacting the scene from Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, where he's putting on the clown makeup, and then the dude just like walks down the street cutting a jig. And I'm just like, what? Is this like a meme? What is going on? I feel like I'm being inceptioned right now or some shit. The fuck is this? Is he in on the joke? Is that part of the joke? Is he aware of the fact that the person he's doing a cover song of is a piece of shit? That'd be hella meta thing to do. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time someone went meta, but I feel like your audience sure as shit wouldn't get it. It'd be kind of a risk to spend a bunch of money on to make a video like that. Bet. Meta, not metal. Yeah. Feels kind of, Meta is never metal. That game the other day was interesting and kind of fun, but I don't know if I want to play it again. What do you think? Could also just be my depression talking. It's like, new thing bad. Grr, arg. Dark and Darker, yeah. Also, I really didn't like the lighthouse level that they had done. If I'm being honest, I thought it was just kind of annoying to wander. It was cute that they had the little thing where you could get the badge, but beyond that, I thought it was kind of tedious. Then again, maybe it's just because we've done so much frickin' Phasmophobia over the years that that whole game feels kind of tedious. It's like, oh, scary ghost. Oh, it's haunting me. Oh no, what am I gonna do? Like, just staring at the ghost. Got any favorite anime? Highlight of the night for me was honestly accurately guessing a demon. Yeah, getting the little achievement ping. And not dying. Yeah. Then again, I think that was probably the thing that made me have super sour grapes about Dark and Darker. It's just the fact that, man, I didn't win one of those, and I tried a couple of different archetypes, so I did give it a good shot. But I feel somewhat cheated. Wizard is alright, liked all the utility. Yeah, I mean, Rogue and Barbarian. I think I might have just picked like a shitty class twice. Because Rogue needs to constantly be healed so much. I think I probably need to pick something like Ranger so I can just do long range attacks. Also, the fact that it's that hard and it has PvP, so you can accidentally get stabbed in the back by your teammates, that is such a fucking shitty utility. Like, that is so garbo. So I sat watching a compilation of all the Jewish jokes in Family Guy. Holy fuck, the early 2000s were wild. Got away with so many terrible jokes that would get you canceled in current year. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking boomer humor was at an all-time high, and I think everyone got way too cocky with that shit. The early 2000s jokes are a lot of punching down. I mean, like, fuck, any acknowledgement of a trans person in the 2000s all the way up to, like, fuck, 2010s. Anytime a trans person is shown, it's always met with, like, disgust and throwing up. Specifically with Family Guy as well. Fucking 5-minute joke of someone throwing up because they accidentally slept with a trans woman. Just like, shut the fuck up, God. Lindsay Ellis actually did a really good essay on it if you watch her stuff. Yeah, one of the reasons I don't really watch TV anymore, to be honest. Boomer humor isn't funny. Yeah, like 99% of the time, it's just really bad, spiteful, mean jokes of people punching down. But neither is whatever's on TV anymore. Well, yeah, because it's lowest common denominator shit for people that can't afford like even basic ass internet, or people that are stuck in public places, being essentially a captive audience to whatever your show is. Because, fuck, I remember when my mom was in the hospital for like almost a week and a half. Whenever I'd visit her, the stuff that was on TV was just garbage. It was absolute brain rot content, and I guess it just made me more aware of how privileged we are in an age of streaming, that we are spoiled for choice. Even if it's just you're spoiled for choice with reruns that you like, because half of the sitcoms that were on made me wanna vomit. They were so boring. Like King of Queens, Everybody Hates Raymond. Fuck, what was the other garbage? Oh, Young Sheldon, which. Ugh. Married with Children. That one wasn't on. I think that's more. Oh, wait, maybe I just named a good show. Yeah. I think most of the stuff that is like quote unquote decent is usually reserved for like the 8 to 9 o'clock showings stuff. A lot of movies, surprisingly, but they were kind of movies. Suicide Squad, Justice League, that kind of stuff. There's like, goddamn, trapped in a hospital with nothing to watch. I would be abusing the shit out of my phone till the lithium battery in that thing exploded. Oh, Big Bang Theory was another one, which I don't know how or why people find that show funny. It's like weirdly sexist and very. It's like, haha, nerdy stuff. And it's just like, it's like, not really. This is quite the baseline of like anyone that's decently read. Like someone with like an average IQ. Something like Fringe is somehow more nerdy, even though it's based on fucking pseudoscience garbage. Makes fun of not just nerds, but also neurodivergent too, in my opinion. Yeah. Which. No, don't do that. Don't fucking do that. That's gross. Actually, you've seen, so back when the Nostalgia Critic was popular, there was also some other subsets of that channel that had kind of taken off. One of them being the Cinema Snob, who goes after like these different movies and shows and stuff, depending. And one of the things that he was watching was Big Bang, and he's like, okay, I categorized this into these episodes are good and these episodes suck. And like everything in between. And there were quite a lot that were just absolute suck. And there was like no character growth, no changing, just sitcoms in general kind of piss me off with that stuff. I think the only sitcom in the last God, I want to say not 20 years, probably like the last 5 or 10 that I've watched. The Good Place. That one is one of the few I would actually recommend. I don't like the show, for the record, never have. Plus, it becomes a complete cringe fest once all the nerdy dudes get a girlfriend each. Yeah, I have seen bits and pieces only because my mom has watched it through, because someone she was dating had recommended it to her. It's like, oh, you're really smart, so why don't we like watch this together? And she liked the show, which I don't think it speaks much to her taste. I had a therapist that really liked it, which I don't understand why. Other than like, well, it validates my enjoyment of nerd culture. And it's like, there's so many other things that you could watch that would do that, though. I guess for some people, though, it might be nostalgic, kind of the same way I have a weird soft spot for that 70s show. Even though I didn't grow up in the 70s. Thankfully, neither of my parents particularly liked that show either. My dad didn't think it was funny, and my mom recognized right away that the show was making fun of people like myself. Well, good. Yeah, my mom, she's one of those boomers that is like, oh, well, you're just being sensitive. It's just a joke. Can't you take a joke? Just like, yeah, but it's not a joke if it's not funny. And it's not a joke if it's punching down and hurting someone's feelings. Like, get better taste in jokes then. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's one of the reasons why a lot of people thought Arrested Development was funny. Because it was punching up. It's this overprivileged white family that was pretty much rich, and they were struggling because they didn't know what it was like to be normal people. Jokes are supposed to make you laugh. If it ain't it. If it ain't, it ain't it, Chief. Yeah. I definitely agree with that. It's fucking It's just kind of, It kind of has that same feeling of, you know, there was always that kid in high school who was kind of an asshole. Schrodinger's asshole, I believe, is the trope name for it. The person who is like an asshole, but then when they see you react negatively, they turn it like, oh, it was just a joke, man. I'm just messing around. I'm just kidding. And it's like, okay, but no, you're not. Because you got caught and you don't want to take accountability for the shit that you're saying. Hey, I have one of those at work. Fuck that guy. Yeah. Shit like that. No. When you say shit, you need to understand that the second it leaves your mouth, you have to be accountable for it. Even if that accountability is as small as just saying like, ah shit, I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry. How fucking hard is that? How fucking hard is that? It's not. People got these big ass egos that they tie up in everything and turn it into like a matter of pride. I don't understand that, and I don't think I ever will. Maybe it's because I have a spot of the tism myself, but fuck. I don't understand the need to, like, do that shit. To not, like, just accept, like, hey, you know what? I fucked up. My bad. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'm very deliberate with my words, part of why I enjoy learning new words. Yeah, I also enjoy learning new shit when it comes to speaking the good. It's also why I probably will pull up my phone repeatedly and be like, did I use that word right? Shit. Because I always feel like such a dumbass if it's just like, oh yes, we unequivocally did this thing. And it's just like, wait, am I using that right? Fuck. Breaks out the phone. Then I can be even more colorful with my insults without anyone realizing I was talking shit the entire time. Call someone a masticated rutabaga every time they act like a dumbass. Masticate. To chew and or work the jaw. Or just a big old dumb bear. But in the context of gay bear. So you're calling them a himbo. I see. I still can't believe the whole that Nosferatu think that people are flirting with them whenever they insult their appearance. If the shoe fits. I'm referring to World of Darkness, by the by. That caliber of vampire. To be fair, himbos are still likable people. Yeah. Call I think the most creative one that I've come up with was a Yo Mama joke. The Yo Mama joke in question. Yo Mama's so fat. When she does the split, she gives the sidewalk a hickey. Don't think about that one too long. Ha! Gross. Yo mama's so fat she sat on a rainbow and Skittles popped out. Too late. Took less than a second. I remember in junior high and high school, whenever I said that one, everyone would be like, I don't get it. Think about it for 2 seconds. Ugh. What's the best Yo Mama joke you got, Chompy? Oh wait, I got another really good one. Yo Mama's so cheap, she recycles used toilet paper. It? No wait, I fucked that one up. She reuses used toilet paper. I just have horrendous dad jokes. I have those two in my arsenal. Hey Chompy, what do you call a fish with no eyes? A fish. That one only works spoken. I think the other one I know is, Okay, this is less of a dad joke and more of just a really dirty pun. What did the frog do at hotel? Bellhop. Ha. Okay, so this is a really gross one. What's a ghost's favorite kind of porn? Boo, cocky. What did the little mountain say to the big one? Hi, Cliff. What did the ocean say to the shore? Nothing, it just waved. But I called the tinnitus helpline, but it just kept ringing. Haha. But trying to think of another good one. Took the battery out of my carbon monoxide detector because it was giving me a headache and making me dizzy. Haha. You borrowed that one from Legends of Evantris, you sneaky. That's the most recent one I heard. The one that I heard was actually from Baby Reindeer. It's got some whiskers. Actually, no, it wasn't from Baby Reindeer. It was from Elevator. From, like, 2012. There's an add-on we use that does a random dad joke whenever we raid. Wipe. Lol. Okay, so this is less of a dad joke and more of like a like an anecdotal joke. So bear with me. So this man hires a big, beautiful blonde to paint his porch. He hires her and she goes out and she comes back in like an hour and she says, "Hey, I'm all done." And he's surprised that she finished so quickly and is like, "Oh, well, how'd you finish so fast?" And she says, "Oh, well, it really wasn't that hard. Why don't you come out and look and see?" And when they go out, he looks and sees that she painted his car. And he says, "I said for you to paint my porch, not my Porsche." But on a scale of 1 to even, I can't. I think the other one is kind of... so this one I've been telling since, like, high school-ish. It's kind of silly. And very dumb. So, a Frenchman, an Englishman, and an American New Yorker all get captured by cannibals. The chief of the cannibals says, before we eat you, we will choose which way and each of you wishes to die. And so the Englishman says, I will kill myself with a pistol. And he puts the gun to his head, pulls the trigger, and says, God save the Queen, and blows his brains out. Then the Frenchman comes up and he says, I will take the sword. And they give him a sword, and before he runs himself through, he says, Vive la France! And then kills himself. Then the American New Yorker says, I'll take a fork. And the chief of the cannibals, very confused, is like, okay, I don't know how you're gonna do that. Oh wait, I've totally fucked the joke up. Because he said, we're gonna kill you and we will turn your hide into canoes. And so the New Yorker says, okay, I'll take a fork then as my way to die. And so, intrigued, the chief watches as the New Yorker proceeds to stab himself over and over and over again. He says, Dear God, man, what are you doing? And the New Yorker says, Ha! Try and make a canoe out of me now! It's a really dumb old joke. Oh, Jesus Christ. A woman puts out an ad on a newspaper for a new boyfriend in the newspaper. Says she wants a man that won't leave her, hit her, and is great in bed. A couple weeks later, her doorbell goes off. She goes to greet the visitor and sees a quadriplegic. She asks him what makes him think he'd be a good boyfriend. He tells her he has no arms, so he can't hit her, has no legs, so he can't leave. Then she asks why he thinks he'd be good in bed. The man says, rang the doorbell, didn't I? Haha! Hey Chompy, what do you call a lesbian dinosaur? A lickalotopus. I am assuming the face my cat gives me when I run out of food to give her in the mornings. Kitty, 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 kitty. I have a kitty looking at me right now, contemplating if it is safe to climb on the desk, which it is not. Don't do it. Don't do it, Carmi. She doing an itch. She's so cute. Rub-a-dubbin'. Well, my meds aren't in my system yet, but I'm a crash. Okay, Chomp. Rest well. Probably gonna also crash soon. That's it for me tonight, folks.